This is how we built the Galactic Senate from Star Wars with more than 500,000 Lego pieces. Honestly, it's one of the craziest mocks I've ever seen. 4 meters wide, 2.4 meters tall, and equipped with a lot of crazy building techniques to even enable these measurements.
Into the first Galactic Empire!
But let's start at the beginning. How does one even build such a crazy structure? We started by building 20 of these Technic T-frames and connecting them next to each other. You will get a circular structure, which is not quite common for Lego because Lego bricks don't really want to bend that way. But if you do it often enough and stack all of them on top of each other, you will get these massive black towers, which will be the basis of our Senate mock. Just see Hendrik here in the middle of it will give you a perspective of how big this mock is going to be. And now it's time to disguise this black madness. We did that with these panels. These panels are supposed to be the entrance into each pod for each senator. As you know from the movies, they stand in there and then they discuss about different political things. Of course, a lot of these panels had to be built, and before we could connect them to the structure, we had to connect the structure with each other, which was done by Toby, as you can see here in this time lapse. And now the panels were ready to be connected. But what about the most important part, the duel between Yoda or the speech of Palpatine? They all were held from this console in the middle of the Senate. This tower can be lifted up from Palpatine's office in the ground, and we also put these gray plates on the ground to symbolize kind of the bottom of the Senate. Very cool technique here too. A lot of bricks stacked on each other and laid down with this knot building technique, repeated many times, and then we had this kind of circular shape. Next on, we had to build the giant tower. As you can see, we started by using these brick modifieds for a basic structure on the inside. Afterwards, we took these quarter bricks, put them in each corner, and also put this connection of plates and slopes on the other parts of the tower. And if you repeat that often enough, you will get a very menacing black tower. On the top, I used these Mickey Mouse parts. They came in the giant Mickey Mouse set to end up the tower, and some more 2x4 tiles to represent the light coming out of the Palpatine's Tower. But how about Palpatine's podium on top? Well, we had some special printed 6x6 quarter bricks to represent this shape where he stands behind, put them on both sides and connected them with some brick modifieds in the middle. And then we had some space for Palpatine to give his massive speeches. Last part was to figure out this blossom shape underneath the podium. Wasn't that easy. I had help from Christoph. He was also part of the project, and we used some ball joints and slopes, connected them around this round plate, and then we had kind of this angle that we aimed for. But while we built that, these bags were packed. They each contain one senator pod. It has to be connected to the framework I showed you earlier, and they are also built very nicely and have these giant blue pieces that you might recognize from the AAT set. They were built last weekend by the visitors of the JB Star Wars Days in Oberhausen, Germany. Everyone who visited could build one of these sets and then equip it with their own minifigure to have it be connected to the Senate. We have 2 brick separators, also Padme and Bail Organa watching Palpatine, how he unveils the Galactic Empire, also the E.T. minifigures from the Dimension series. Little fun fact, they were actually in the Star Wars movie, but the diversity here goes even further and you can spend many hours just spectating the different people standing in the pods. But now I hope you're ready for the finished model. I had the honors of connecting the tower to the whole Senate in front of a lot of people. Then it was done. 500,000 pieces in the giant Galactic Senate. I honestly didn't think it was possible when I first heard about the idea, but now it's so awesome to stand in the middle of this gigantic Lego build and to just embrace the spirit of it and enjoy the building techniques. For example, you can see here this slight structure of how the pods are going downwards, as you can see it in the movie, or the tower with Palpatine in the middle. This looks so much better than the CGI version they have in the movie, and here it is real. It's real. Another very cool look is from behind, when you see the massive Technic structure here. And there were also some problems with the heat, because if you have that much plastic bricks on top of each other, it is possible that they get loose. That's why they tested the UCS Millennium Falcon in the sauna. Honestly, I'm very grateful to have been a little part in this giant project. You can view all of the participants in the info box below. Thank you for watching. May the Force be with you. And now I'm going to recreate the battle between Yoda and Palpatine in the Senate.